Hello, this is Carlos from the Church of Christ channel. Please subscribe. So I'm going to talk about what is a glutton according to the Bible. What is a glutton according to the Bible? Now, we've all been told is that it's all about food and you shouldn't eat all this food, and that's incorrect. And I'm going to give you the true definition of what it means to be a glutton or a gluttony, okay? It comes from the strong word Hebrew 2151, which is the law. The root definition is quake, okay? But it also comes from this word 2107 zul, okay? And it means to be loose morally, worthless, a prodigal. You'll see these in the New Testament, and the son of Belial, okay? And I'll talk about that too. Here's the main definition. It's a person that does not have restraint. There's a lack of restraint or self-control on the desire. Okay. Now, the Jewish term for that is called the Yetzer Hara, which means the evil inclination. So there's the Yetzer Hatov and there's the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hatov is the positive inclination, and the Yetzer Hara is the evil inclination. Okay, so it can be food, sex, or money, but these are people that have a lack of self-governance, a lack of self-control on their desires. Okay, God gave us desires, but we have to learn how to control them. We have to learn what God says and what's the limit on them. Okay, so for instance, let's go with sex. One of the reasons why the Lord has told us, and Yeshua has told us that, being married is a good thing. One of the reasons is through that pure union, it's a mastery over your sexual appetite. You can have, of course, relations with your wife or your husband. But if you do it outside of that realm, okay, it can be a lack of restraint. Because anytime, basically restraint in this instance equals mastery over something. Okay, money is the same thing. Greed is a lack of mastery over material things. Okay, and then food, can be that same thing, because it anything that equates to a desire and the lack of restraint for that desire, okay, or the lack of restraint to control yourself is considered gluttony. So it can be food too, okay? It's not necessarily about food itself. It's about your fleshly appetite, okay? I hope that makes sense, and if not, put comments in the in my comment section. I'll talk to you about it more. Okay, so here's some examples. So scripture, Deuteronomy 21:18 through 20. So in Deuteronomy, of course, in the Torah, it talked about a wayward son and a rebellious son who didn't want to listen to his mother or his father. I believe the text talks about he was a persistent thief. He was always stealing. So this son, the issue was he, first of all, did not obey the law, but he cast off all restraint. Okay? And so that's what made him a glutton. He was turning into somebody morally unstable because he couldn't keep himself in check. He couldn't keep his desires in check. Proverbs 23:20 through 21 also talks about, it's a proverb on gluttony and how, you don't want to be around somebody that is a glutton who doesn't have restraint. Okay. Okay. Also, Matthew 11:19. You can take a look at that. Luke 7:34. All right. Here's the more famous one, the prodigal son, Luke 15:11 through 32. Now, the thing is with the prodigal son, it took him hitting rock bottom for him to come to his senses. But he lacked, he had unchecked desire when it came to spending. And as a result, he became impoverished. And that's kind of what Proverbs talks about too. So this is the true definition of what a gluttony is according to the Bible. Okay. And, just look this over and kind of read scripture, do word studies on the word, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. This is Carlos from the Church of Christ channel signing out.